The top 5 social fears for people under the age of 18 are as follows. Number 1, performing for an audience. Number 2, speaking in class. Number 3, being a part of a situation in which you could be embarrassed. Number 4, meeting new people. And then number 5, talking to strangers. If you've dabbled in exposure therapy, aka uncomfortable challenges for your social anxiety, then you've probably done a challenge that fell within one of those 5 categories. But what if practicing exposure therapy isn't producing the results for you? It wasn't for this Redditor, and they made a very long and detailed post on what they did along with exposure therapy really to help minimize the social anxiety and start to build their social confidence. Let's get into it. Forcing myself to go out and talk to people did not help my social anxiety. Focusing on myself did. Here's what the beginning of this post says. I'm a 21-year-old male senior who is about to graduate from college, excited and sad at the same time, who for the first 3 years hasn't really made many friends. Most of the time the people I hang out with were my roommates. The rest of the time would be spent in my room studying or consuming content. There was a reason for this. I sucked at expressing myself to people. Every year when school starts, I would force myself to go to club meetings and try to talk to new people. However, what always usually ended up happening is that I became a nervous wreck and my brain shuts up. I would basically be super quiet, stand in the corner somewhere, and wish to go home. The experience of just being there and freaking out while everybody else seems to be relaxed and having fun is low-key kind of traumatizing. So, I usually never return to a club meeting after the first couple of meetings. Before continuing on, if this is happening to you during your challenges, becoming super quiet, standing in the corner, just feeling like your mind is an absolute wreck, that probably means that your uncomfortable challenge is too big.
I can't. It's too big.
If you haven't already seen it, go check out this video I posted a while ago that really explains in depth on how to use exposure therapy correctly. Continuing on. The past few months, I would say that things have started to change though. I started caring less about socializing and decided to focus on myself more. This is the part that you may be missing if exposure therapy isn't producing results like you think it should be. Listen to what this person does on top of exposure therapy. I started to go to therapy and also go to a social anxiety group. I started watching Andrew Huberman and Healthy Gamer GG. I'm not sure who those people are. I consistently work out, eat healthier, and I'm currently on top of all my schoolwork. I also walk more. This is super underrated, but walking really helps. And let me just say, this feels good. Based on this info, we can kind of gather that this Redditor wasn't really taking care of themselves in the past. You can't blow off all other parts of taking care of yourself and your mental health and expect to do exposure therapy and it produce great results for you. You have to put effort into yourself as well. Continuing on. Well, this past week, one of my friends invited me to a party. I told him maybe because I went to his party once before and I did not have a good time. But after giving it some time, I said, F it, and decided to try again. I can't deny that I was nervous as heck right before I went. However, when I got there, being surrounded by a bunch of strangers, aside from my friend, my anxiety wasn't there like it usually was. Instead, I felt open, like I didn't feel constrained and I was just saying whatever that popped up in my head. At the end of the night, I was actually able to make a new friend, which is something that hasn't happened to me in a long time. We are moving into the new year, people, 2023. This is the year where you can start feeling like this person did. This is the year that you can start feeling confident in situations that used to make you feel really anxious. But how do you get there? Like I said before, exposure therapy is a great tool for social anxiety, but its results will be limited if you're not doing, the bare basics of just taking care of you.
I should tell you so that you don't waste your time.
At the bare minimum, I want you to start focusing on taking care of these 3 things for yourself. First, you need to move in some sort of capacity. You need to do some sort of physical activity for at least 30 minutes and at least 3 days a week. There has been studies done that show that if you just simply do that, you can greatly and significantly decrease the symptoms of anxiety and depression. I promise that the effort you put into exercising will be worth what you get back from it, because exercising helps you release feel-good endorphins, take your mind off worries, gain confidence, get more social interaction, and cope in a healthy way. Second, I want you to start focusing on eating a healthy diet. What you consume and put into your body has a direct connection with your mental health. That doesn't mean you have to go on like some crazy drastic diet. You just need to eat right. Now, I'm not a nutritionist nor an expert on nutrition and how it impacts mental health, but if you really want to get into the weeds of it, you should go check out Dr. Chris Palmer on YouTube. That's all this guy does. He specializes in the diets that are greatly impactful towards your mental health. I haven't watched all the way through one of this podcast, but I've listened to a fair good amount and he seems pretty good. Lastly, make sure you're getting quality sleep. This also has a direct connection with your mental health and how you feel on a daily basis. According to the CDC, participants who average 6 hours or less of sleep per night were about 2.5 times more likely to have frequent mental distress than those who slept more than 6 hours. Now, it's not completely necessary, but on top of those 3 things, what could also be helpful is getting in some sort of support group or getting some sort of outside help from a therapist or psychologist, whoever. If you remember correctly, the Redditor who made this post also did those things. If you feel like you're running into a brick wall just over and over again and nothing's happening, listen to what's this Redditor put in at the very end of this post. The point I was trying to make from my story was that my social anxiety never improved despite years of trying to talk to more people. It was only through the deep self-introspection and constant work on myself, which led to an increase in confidence, that I think something finally changed in my brain chemistry. Also, keep in mind that this process took a long time for me, so don't stress yourself out if things aren't going well for you now. You'll get there. You will get there. Stay consistent, don't quit. And being a part of some sort of support group is really helpful for this whole process because it helps to have that little bit of accountability to make sure you're kind of staying on track and, focusing on you and doing what you're supposed to do. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was of great value to you. If you thought so, please give a like. Also, if you have any video ideas, things that you would like me to cover in the future, please let me know. Just comment down below on maybe an idea that you'd like for me to kind of tackle in my next video, and I'll see what I can do. But until then, I will see you all next week in the new year. Have a happy new year. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Love you all. See you next week. Peace. Real quick, if you enjoyed the background music in this video, that was produced by my friend Colin Royce O'Haron, so just giving him a shout out. Go check him out on Spotify.